From Columbus, Ohio, this is the Get Business Credit YouTube channel with your host, Josh Van Horn. Subscribe now and hit the bell notification right now to stay up to date as soon as we release new business credit gems. Take it over, Josh.
Hey, welcome to the Get Business Credit YouTube channel. In today's video, we have a special guest, a fellow YouTube creator, Eddie Garnett. He's a YouTuber that teaches about how to start a box truck business. I know a lot of you current subscribers. I've done several polls in the past on the YouTube community page, and a lot of you guys have asked about how to start a transportation business, trucking business, and or box truck business. So I've reached out to a couple of YouTubers. If you guys just type in how to start a box truck business, pretty sure he's going to come up number one. And let me just show you his channel before I let him kind of introduce himself. Let's see here. So you can see this is Eddie Garnett. He's with us right now. You can see he put this video out like 6 months ago. It has over 114,000 views. That's amazing for any YouTuber, period. As one of his first videos. Definitely connect, watch his videos because he breaks everything down for you, but we're going to break it down for you today as well on this video. Right. So without further ado, let me go ahead and introduce Eddie here. Let me get hang on, my computer's kind of, my mouse is, let me get back to that here. Okay. Welcome, Eddie. How are you?
I am doing great. Just blessed to be here, brother.
Yeah, definitely. So me and Eddie, we've been kind of talking back and forth. I reached out to him a couple months ago, and then I got busy, and then we finally connected last week and spoke for a couple hours on the phone. And you guys know I won't bring somebody on the channel that I don't vet 100% and feel that the person is 100% transparent and genuine. You know, like I said, I've reached out and spoke to a couple of other box truck how-to video creators, and a couple of them I didn't feel that were 100% transparent or not really a good fit for my audience, because we want to give you the best info without people trying to just make money off of you guys. So, all right, Eddie, maybe go ahead and tell the viewers, like, before YouTube and stuff, because I know you started that. But before YouTube, like, how did you get into the trucking business, or a little bit of background about you?
Okay, just a little bit about myself. Prior to the trucking industry, I just was a construction worker. I actually worked at a nuclear power plant in Waynesboro, Georgia. It's down in Georgia. I think it's like one of the only power plants that is nuclear that's being currently being worked on right now. That's currently being built at the time. So made a good bit of money in that. But I got to the point where I wanted to be my own boss, and I was tired of trading time for money. I wanted my time. I worked a whole lot of long hours, and like I said, I just wanted more freedom. But basically, I just was doing construction, and then a friend of mine, he actually was doing this, and I saw he was actually in the trucking industry, and I saw his success, and I saw what he was doing, and I saw the freedom that he had, and I got connected with him, and he let me know what I needed to do, and from that point on, I just I've been in the transportation industry since then. So it's definitely a great and prosperous thing to do in the transportation industry.
Okay. So how many years have you been, in the transportation business in general or whatever? How long have you been doing that besides just the box truck business? Because, it seems like you're, the transportation business can be, wide, range, not just box truck business, but, brokering and dispatching and
Right.
LTL and rigs, over the road, all that. So how long have you been doing that? And I guess the time doesn't really matter, but just give give the audience a little bit of background on your time on that. But overall, it's overall what you've learned and what's current right now. That's what matters,
Correct. And I always make it very clear that I am a person who has not been doing this a long time. I haven't even been doing it a whole year yet, but I had the mindset and I knew exactly what I wanted to do when I jumped into this industry.
Yeah, and you got your own trucks, it looks like, as well, huh?
Correct. I currently have my own trucks, and I have a dispatching service also. And that's one of the main things. When you jump in this industry, you cannot just look at it as I'm driving a truck. If you just look at it from that point of view, you're going to be a worker. It's going to be just like when you was working for your job. You actually have to look at this as other, like dispatching, trucking, brokering with fuel card or factoring companies, and mentoring and setting up companies. So I basically do it all. I set up companies. I do dispatching. I got trucks on the road. I deal with multiple factoring companies. And if you go in this industry with that mindset, you can definitely make a lot of money in it. So
you would suggest like basically in a sense kind of monetizing every avenue stream that you can within the transportation niche and stuff. And I think kind of like what you've done is especially with your channel, and as you learn the knowledge and went through maybe some of the mistakes that we all go through when we start different businesses and stuff, you learn from your mistakes, but you can save a lot of people a lot of money by your mistakes, So yeah, definitely. So let's just get down to some like basics of like where you go from like starting, like how to kind of A to Z real quick. And then everybody that's watching right now, if you're interested in starting a transportation business or box truck business, and I can help out to a degree on getting all the gas cards that you need, for fueling, depending on what your credit is like. Some of it can be no personal guarantee. Some of it, you don't have to have perfect credit. You can still, leverage that and stuff. So that I think I got you covered on that. Eddie and I both have some connections with Invoice Factoring, a few different companies, and I can help with a little bit when it comes to if you need truck financing. Of course, don't even think about starting any type of business, especially this type of business, if you only have $100 to your name. It's just not going to happen, period, But, Eddie, you can reach out to him, all of his videos and stuff. He pretty much puts his cell phone out there. He can talk to you. And then, the more time that you need, he may charge a fee, but he'll give you guys a good rate as long as you say you came from this channel watching this video. And I might come on his channel here soon too. So I think Eddie kind of knows things that I don't know. That's why I wanted to bring on somebody like him. But I think we both can complement each other to make it be perfect for you if you're just now starting a transportation business, or you already have an existing one, but it's not profitable. And maybe he could do an audit with whatever you have going on right now and see how you can monetize it and earn more, and get to that point. So, Eddie, what do you do when you, like, if somebody just wants to start their transportation business? I think quite a few of my viewers have already started their, say, LLC or INC with it as a transportation company, but they don't have a truck yet. They're building up their business credit. They're pre-revenue. So, what is the very first step besides, obviously forming your company and stuff, like as far as the licensing and stuff and all that? And I know there's the financing route. You can have your own semi rig or box truck, but you can also rent from Ryder and others and stuff. So what is that first step that they need to take?
So as you said, of course, as we know, the first step is definitely forming your entity, get your LLC done, get your EIN, and of course, you probably want to go ahead and get a bank account, business bank account.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, we had we had a little bit of technical difficulties, and I'll cut out that part. Anyways, I don't know why I'm telling you this because I'm cutting it out. Anyways, but what we were saying is getting Eddie's advice on, besides after you already have your business bank account, your EIN, your business entity established with your Secretary of State, all that done already. And I'm assuming you already have that done anyways, because that's what I teach. And if you don't have it already, watch all my videos. You can see exactly what you need to do to get you to that point. So no need to contact, Eddie before that stage. So you're not wasting his time and stuff. So get established first and then go from there. So Eddie, once you already have that done, then what's the next step as far as the licensing, the very first step?
As far as that go, after all that is done, you need to get your authority. So when I say authority, you're wondering, what is my authority? Your authority is getting your DOT number and your MC number, and that you actually get that from the feds, the federal government, basically. So you have to go on the FMCSA website, apply for your DOT number, apply for your MC number, and it's going to charge you a $300 fee to pay for that. After you pay for that, you're basically going to enter all your information, like your LLC information. You're going to enter, all your personal information, all your contact information. And then you're going to choose, and this is where I come in handy, because it's very important when you do your authority that you know what type of authority you need. So in the type of authority you need is based on exactly what you're going to be doing. If you're going to be doing hot shot, and if you're going to be doing box truck, if you're going to be doing semi truck, depending on what type of rig or what type of truck you're going to put out there, you may have to get different authority.
What if so can you get those licenses, the DOT and the MC number? Can you get that without a truck? Like if you plan on doing the rent, you can still get all that? Like you don't need to have that yet?
So basically, either way you see it, if you rent, if you finance, if you lease, you still got to get your authority. So
but you can you can get your authority before you.
Yes, you can get your. Here's how it works.
So that's kind of like your driver's license for your company, like your business license in a way, as a transportation company.
It's a business license in a way, because you cannot legally operate without it. Just say if you're out there and you don't have a DOT number and an MC number and you get pulled over, you're gonna get fined.
The state troopers, and that's what there's weight stations and all that. It's on the side of the highway. You need that, and then I'm sure you need that to be in compliance if you're doing an Amazon loads or any type of loads. You're going to need all that.
Amazon would not even give you a chance if you don't have your own authority. So you got to have your own authority to even apply with Amazon. So definitely got to get that done. But to answer your question, you said, can you do this without the truck? Yes, you can start this process without even having a truck. When I initially did my authority, I did not have a truck yet. However, your authority cannot go out there without the truck having insurance on it, or without your business. In this sense, your truck is going to be your business. So it's more like you will have your authority, but it will be inactive. In order for your authority to go active, you will have to get the truck and insurance. So it kind of.
But you can get like the rider leases and stuff, like rider monthly leases, and I don't know what other ones they are. You can get that, and you can either buy the insurance directly with rider or get your own, correct? And then it makes your MC and your authority active, right?
Correct. So that basically, like, you already have your authority. The people who are trying to rent, you already have your authority. You go to rider. Once you get their truck information and put insurance on it, they're going to e-file that information to the FMCSA. Once that information make it to the FMCSA, your authority will go active.
How long does that take? Like, say you already have that authority, but then you go to rider today.
Okay.
and pay them or whatever the
Right.
down payment or something for renting or whatever the truck. How for them to e-file, is that pretty much like overnight, or does that take a week
So
or what?
when they e-file, it goes direct, but it typically takes 3 to 4 days to update in the system. So just say if you are a person who already have your authority, you have already went through your 21-day vetting process. It will only take you about 4 days after you actually get the truck and the insurance for everything to go out. But if you're a
Okay.
person who haven't waited your 21-day vetting process, you're gonna have to finish up your 21 days of vetting process. Plus,
Oh, so there's so when you get your authority, there's like a 21-day waiting period.
it's a 21-day vetting process, and
Kind of
those
like when you buy a firearm, you got to wait for that
correct, correct,
checks for a couple days or whatever. So it's
correct.
kind of like the same thing.
Correct. So it's typically
Okay.
they're going over your information, they're checking your background, they're making
Driving record, all that.
because whenever you're dealing with transportation, it's a whole lot of smuggling, there's a whole lot of drugs, there's a whole lot of illegal things going on. So what they're gonna do during them 21 days is actually look at your background and make sure that you are legit. It's a approval process basically.
Yeah, making sure you're not somebody that's up to no good.
Right. Correct.
Okay, got you on that. All right. So then I know a lot of people have mentioned, and I picked up on it as well, is insurance is probably, besides the gas, but the insurance is something that is probably the major, most expensive cost. Is that correct?
Commercial insurance is expensive. When you get commercial insurance, do not go in there expecting to pay $400, $500. That's car insurance.
Yeah,
Your
it's thousands, huh?
it's in a it can be. I mean, typically, everybody insurance is based on their own history, but
Right.
on average, your insurance is going to probably be anywhere from 1,100 to 1,500 a month. A lot of people more depending on their history. If you got a bad driving history, you can probably have to put down $7,000 just to get your insurance started, and then pay $2,500 a month.
But what if you just start your company and you have some money already set, like you already have, a little nest egg, but you're going to do, say, go down the rental with rider, path, but say you have two drivers already and you're going to drive yourself, 2 or 3 drivers. Is that like an umbrella insurance policy for you just add on those drivers
Yeah,
for
it'll be
that?
typically just like the car insurance. If you have a new driver, you have to add them to the policy. So any
Okay.
drivers that are driving your truck, you just add them to the policy. And believe it or
Okay.
not, with this commercial insurance, it does not go up as much as if, just say, if you were in a car and you added another person in your car. You'll be amazed. It doesn't go up that much when you add a driver.
Yeah, I know my ex-wife. I mean, she's from the Philippines, and when I brought her in 2010 to the U.S., she didn't have driving record, obviously, and stuff. But she went through driver's ed, and my insurance. I've never even had a speeding ticket in my life.
Okay, that's awesome.
But I always, for full coverage, everything was like a $250 deductible for my personal car and stuff. I had a BMW and a Ford pickup. It's both of them together. It's like $68 a month, for full coverage, with comprehensive everything.
That's
But then when I added her, it's like $290 just
right,
to add her on, So,
right,
I mean, it's definitely can spike up and stuff.
right.
So then after that process, after you're all good to go and stuff with the insurance and stuff, and you guys, we can probably talk for 3 hours, and we don't want to bore you with that because everybody's case is going to be different. That's why I suggest you guys to check in the link in the description below. I'll have his channel and his contact information. You can reach out to him directly and figure out your exact situation because everyone's going to be different and where you're at and all those, so many different factors and stuff. This is just kind of a broad interview. And then, you just consult with him, and I think you do free consults, right? On the phone, like for
Oh yeah, most
initially.
definitely. It's no charge.
Okay.
You call my number just to call and talk to me is no charge.
Okay. And then you guys come up with a plan. He'll come up with a plan for whatever you want to do and stuff. I don't want to say like a plan, but like he'll give you a kind of a game plan, and then either he'll charge you, or he'll just kind of give you the free advice, whatever. That's out of my realm or whatever, but definitely subscribe to his channel for sure. I'll have his channel, like I said, in the link in the description below. So Eddie, the next step after all that, that's pretty much it, right? Then it's down to making the money, like getting the loads, right? Or is there another step?
You get the authority, get the insurance, get the truck. It's still other things you got to do as far as which is more in the details. You got to get your DOT number, your MC number on your truck. You got to put your
The stickers.
Truck. You got to get all your stickers and all the legal stuff on the truck because it has to be visible on both sides,
Right.
the driver's side and the passenger side. And then on top of that, you have to get like your accessories. Like you got to get.
So like Ryder lets you do that to the trucks you rent from them?
So how this works, if you're dealing with a rental, of course you're not going to get a permanent sticker. You're going to get magnets. So the same company.
Oh, okay. So it's just a magnet.
They do magnets that stick to the door, and on the magnet you'll get your company name, your DOT number, and your MC number on those. So that's what you do whenever you're dealing with rentals.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people may be going down that route, my viewers and stuff, because they just don't have the finances to do it. I know that's probably not the cheapest option starting off, but you know, you may have to grind it out and not make as much in the beginning because of those extra costs, but at least you have that experience, and then you can work your butt off. You know, I used to be even a taxi driver back when I was like 18 years old in Columbus, Ohio, and I worked my butt off and got my own medallion for my own taxi and stuff. And you know, you may have to do that and stuff. I remember I'd drive for like 16 hours straight and stuff, but I mean, I would literally be making, I would have to pay $400 for 12 hours to the medallion owner of the license of the taxi and stuff. You know, the car is only worth like $5,000, you know. You know, it's just adding that extra thing on and stuff. I mean, it's, you know, but you do that, and then you can, I think, start working towards getting that financing. You need to get your own rig, whether it be a rig or a box truck, whatever the case may be. I think he can point you down the right direction. Just don't be discouraged. And sometimes you just have to hustle. I mean, I tell you guys that all the time. You just have to grind it, you know, and hustle.
Right.
I mean, I think, Eddie, you're in a hotel room right now. I mean, you're monetized all over. I mean, you're still running loads and teaching people, mentoring people, have a successful YouTube channel. I mean, even you start making, you know, very, very good money, and don't get lazy. Keep grinding, because, you know, you never know when it's going to end. I think that's why the trucking business and transportation business is so successful right now, is because of what's going on with COVID. That may slow down after maybe 3 or 4 years from now. So get it while you can, you know?
Right.
So, all right. So after that, what do you do as far as like, where do you go to try to get loads? Like, obviously you're not just going to post something on Craigslist. Like, how do I get a load? You know?
Okay. So basically how it works, my advice to all new business owners in the transportation, when you got brand new authority, most people will not give you a load because you are brand new. So basically, when you start off, it's very important that you get a dispatcher. What is a dispatcher? A dispatcher is a person who basically book the load for you up under their authority, right? And then you just have to pick up the load and take it from point A to point B. And what they do is they charge you 10% of the load. So if it's $1,800, you pay the dispatcher $180 and you get the rest. So for the first 90 days, I advise everybody to go ahead and get a dispatcher. And I also offer dispatching services. So so those of you who are brand new who need that, give me a call.
And that's nationwide too. You can do it nationwide too. You can get loads for people. It doesn't matter where they live.
And that's very important with your authority. When you get authority, you want to make sure you get interstate, not intra. If you get intra, you only can do like inside of state lines. When you get inter, that means you can go nationwide in all 50 states. So it's very important to get interstate if you really want to make some cash.
Okay. So then I got during doing that, say under say another person's authorities, whether it be you or whoever, with that dispatching, like you're saying, and have to pay that 10%. After that 90 days, then then do the other like that companies that whatever you're like they start trusting you or what?
Well,
Or
after the 90 days, you basically do the same thing the dispatcher doing. You become your own dispatcher. And how we book our loads, to go back to your original company, is off load boards. They have the DAT load board, they have the Keep Trucking load board, they have the 123 load board. And on the load board, you have brokers who post loads on there from shippers.
is that kind of like U ship, like you see on people getting it like U ship where like people can bid or take loads or whatever, but they're just it's one item or something, but same concept, right? But on the
Same
trucking
concept.
scale.
It basically, on the load board, you put on there what state you're in, how far you're trying to go, how many miles away you're willing to ride, and based on what you put, it'll bring up a selection.
Filters it out and
It's
brings up.
thousands and thousands of loads on the board every single day. You just got to be willing to ride. Now you have some people who enter this industry and they might just want to be local, but depending on where you live at, probably not a good idea to be just local because your area probably don't have a lot of work there. So you probably have to be one of the people who definitely have to go OTR to make some cash.
And being a major city too, huh?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. Okay. So then, so I think probably after you do like, get some experience under your belt after say 90 days and stuff, then I think you pretty much already learned the ropes and you could even can you sign up directly with Amazon or is that on that load board or is that completely separate?
With Amazon, what's so significant about Amazon, they don't care if you're brand new. The only thing they care about if you meet their requirements. So the main thing is to have a 26-foot box truck. You want to make sure it has a lift gate, right? And
I watched one of your videos. You were saying something like the box truck has to be at least 26 foot. So somebody could just do Amazon if they wanted starting off, right?
Correct.
But they need to have 26-foot box truck. But isn't there a height and length, width as well?
It's the height, length, and width for the most part. So it need to definitely be 26 feet long, 8.5 high, 8 foot wide at least.
Okay.
Or it could be bigger than that. But the minimum,
right.
26 foot long, 8.5 feet high, 8 foot wide.
And need to have a lift gate as well.
It got to have a lift gate. And then the insurance requirements, Amazon requires the highest insurance that's out there. So if you're
because the packages, you could be carrying one package within a pallet that's probably worth, $5,000 or $10,000 as well,
So you have to get the 1 million general liability with the 2 million aggregate with Amazon. With other brokers, you don't need that much, but if you meet the requirements of Amazon, you meet the requirements of everybody.
And you can be brand new too, like with that.
That's the plus. Amazon don't care about you being brand new; they just care about you meeting their requirements.
Yeah. Okay. And then, do they pay? Is their pay competitive, or can you make more money on the board and stuff?
When Amazon works for who it works for, and when I say that, it depends. Just say if I'm a person, I'm in an area that's surrounded by a lot of Amazon distribution centers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm about to make a lot of money. But just say I'm a person who live in an area, I got to drive 400 miles just to get to an Amazon distribution center. It's not going to work for me because I got to do too much deadhead to get to the loads.
Right. So like for kind of give an example and stuff like where I'm from, I know there's Amazon distribution facilities in Dayton, Columbus, Cleveland, Cincinnati. Right. So if you're, say, in the middle of the state there, Columbus, I mean, you could be staying probably in state and do Amazon. I mean, you're 3-4 hours away from each of those distributions, 1.5 to 2 hours for each one. That would be profitable, huh?
That'll be very profitable. So, yeah.
And you just basically move on. Do they fill your truck up, the full 26-foot pallets, or you could go there and just pick up a couple pallets, but you're taking it to, say, Columbus to Cincinnati, or how's that work?
Well, a lot of times you're going to pick up loads that don't fill up nothing but the back part of your truck. sometimes you're going to get loads that fill up the whole entire truck. Now, one thing about Amazon, and they let you know this when you do the application, they let you know that you have to load and unload. So be ready to load and unload. But a full truck, you can unload it in 30 minutes, literally, because everything is on pallets and you have a pallet jack. So it's just getting up under the pallet, pulling it out. But be
So
ready.
you just unload it yourself and like put it right into their dock or whatever?
Correct. Well, you back straight up to a dock. And when you
Right.
back up to the dock, they have like a ramp.
Right.
So you pull everything straight out. So yeah. But just be ready to load and unload. A lot of things like over the road outside of Amazon, it's a lot of no touch. So it's literally you back up,
Yeah.
they
I'm
pull
aware
out,
of that.
you
You
know.
go through security, give them a like sign in or whatever, and then they tell you what dock to go to, and then you
Correct.
just kind of wait, and you'll maybe be there for a few minutes. Or I mean, I used to deal with Genco, FedEx and stuff, their
Right.
return goods, and sometimes we would sit there and have to wait like 2 hours for them to load us up, and
Right.
just depends on who's
Yeah.
kind of factors in those things pretty much, right?
Well, yeah, you will run into those problems, but just save the time that they tell you to be there. If they're not ready to load, the time that you're waiting, they got to pay you.
Okay, so how does that work, say for like Amazon, for instance? So if you're picking up a load, do they pay like per like pallet or per miles? I mean, if you're only taking 2 or 3 pallets, say from Columbus to Cincinnati Center, I mean, are they paying you more if you have a full truck versus a few pallets, or like how's that work?
Everything is really based on the miles. So
Okay.
for the most part, based on the miles, the weight do play a factor also. But for the most part, it plays the miles. Because just think about if it's 3 pallets and they got to go 600 miles, they still got to go 600 miles. So
Right.
So
So,
you can,
but if you're going to make probably less money if it's going to be a full truck, because the gas is going to cost more,
cost more,
obviously,
but like
costs
I
more in
said,
gas for the weight.
well, yeah, that's a part of the negotiating also. When you got more weight, you need to negotiate that. Well, it's this amount of weight is going to cost my truck more diesel.
More gas, yeah.
To add another $200 to, if they are offering 18, I need you to make that $2,000.
Okay. So with is it called Relay, or is that for the is it Amazon Relay? Is that for the truck, or is that for the personal like Uber thing?
Yeah, Amazon Relay is for trucks only. It's for trucks.
Okay.
Only.
So, I mean, if you start doing that as a new like authority or whatever, is it, do they have their own like app and you can just like
Correct.
kind of book just like you're being like an Uber driver, but on a as a box truck or whatever? Is it kind of like that? And then they just tell you what to do?
Same as that when you apply for Amazon, you're getting access to an Amazon load board. So it's only Amazon. So, and it's literally just like you say, it's basically the same concept of, you have the app, you see the load, you like the miles, you like the cost, you press, I want it. But on Amazon, the difference between Amazon load board and other load boards on Amazon is non-negotiable. So, meaning the price they put there is what it's going to be.
Yeah, that's what you're going to get. Yeah,
outside on the regular load board, you can negotiate the price.
Okay, gotcha. So what about, so like say on like Amazon, how do they work their payments? I mean, do you get paid like weekly, or how's that work?
Well, it's different options. It's different options. You can choose. You can get paid daily or you can get paid weekly.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Some people rather to get paid weekly because instead of seeing like $600, you probably see $4,000 payment at one time. So,
right, kind of guys depends on your financial situation and if you have gas cards or not, because gas is going to be your most expensive cost outside of insurance and stuff.
Speaking of that, everybody needs to get a fuel card. I mean, why not?
Yeah. Even if it's only a net 7 terms or whatever. You guys know I have all those gas card videos out there. I think, I mean, I was showing Eddie earlier, but I mean, here's the stack. It's double. So, there's so many gas cards. They're mainly gas cards for the most part. So don't let that like scare you at all. Like I said, I had a fairly new LLC that I did for this YouTube experiment channel and stuff, and that one video I did, having no business credit at all, and pretty much it was no personal guarantee for the most part, and about 40,000 in 4 months that I was able to get. So don't let that discourage you. If you have that type of gas, and most of it is net 14 and net 30 terms, and that can help you leverage, I think, any transportation business. The longer you can hold onto that cash, you can scale bigger, So I think that from that aspect, if you kind of take the advice that Eddie can give you and take the parts you probably already know from my videos, put them together, I think you would be probably pretty well set up for success. You still may have to grind it out for a little while, but if it's something you want to do, I think the earning potential is pretty much up to you, right, Eddie? It's up to how much time you want to. I know when I first got into the taxi business, like some of my other taxi driver friends were saying, like, oh, they can't wait to get home after they got $400 for that day. They paid their, after paying their fees and their gas and stuff, they just want to clear like $200 a day. Keep in mind, this was 20 years ago. But myself, I was like, no, the money keeps coming in, and I'd work, sometimes until 6, 7 a.m., pick up the college drunks at OSU, and then, drop them off, and then pick them up 4 hours later, and then, take a break at like 3 or 4 a.m., go over to White Castle, and then about 5 a.m., go to the different Marriott hotels, take people to the airport, businessmen and women to the airport. And then after about 7, 8 a.m., it's I don't want to deal with the traffic and stuff. So I just head home at that time. But, I would be able to make $1,000, $1,500 working like 14, 15 hours a day. So nice. I think it's pretty much probably the same thing, right? It depends how much time you want to put into it.
Right. You cannot jump in this industry not wanting to work. You got to be ready to put the work in. If you do not put the work in, this is not the industry for you. Just like any industry, you got to be ready for the ups and the downs, the pros and the cons. Everything that sounds good, of course, people going to speak on the good sides of it, but believe me, it's always a darker side to it. So just come prepared and ready to deal with the goods and the bads, and be ready to work.
Right. And that's kind of like why I stress that out to the viewers a couple times now in the last 5 minutes, because I want to make sure that everybody knows if they're thinking about getting into this business, or, that's what their plans have been. Don't think it's like some of these other YouTubers, they like, I'm making all this money and stuff. Yeah, you could probably do that. Some of them are maybe dishonest or misleading or whatever, not fully transparent. But not to say you can't make a lot of money. You can scale and make a lot of money. I know that just from being in the taxi business 20 years ago. It's still a similar concept, I think. And it just depends how much you want to hustle. And maybe you have friends, you guys can do it together, or your brother or sister, family member. You guys can just like kind of run together and kind of hustle for a couple months, get that money stacked up and save some of that money. And then maybe you can take a little break, because not work so much, and start, bringing on other drivers, or get your own truck or whatever, work towards a goal.
Right.
I think Eddie can help you strategize for that.
Oh, most definitely.
But definitely, I think this is definitely a business you have to be prepared to work, or have somebody willing to work. I think if somebody has money and they want to start a transportation company, they don't necessarily have to be the one driving, right?
No,
they can have their brother is going to do the driving, but the sister's going to be the one running the business and stuff. Right. That's all right too, right?
Oh yeah, that's happened most of the time. You have a whole lot of people who don't got no interest in transportation, but they see that it's great money in it, so they just want to get their hands on the money. So they pay the money to get everything started, and hire drivers to do the rest. So it's definitely something to get into. Even if you're not interested in it, you can definitely make money.
Yeah, well, I think I have quite a few people that's emailed me that I know that they don't want to be doing the driving part, but they've already formed their LLC and
Right.
they have the business account and stuff, but they know people that will be willing to do the driving for them and stuff, so um, just keep that open minded, you guys, that even if you're not wanting to do the driving yourself, as long as you as the owner of the company is going to have be disciplined and strategically plan what you're going to do on the loads and for it to be profitable. And I don't know how much on payment goes on that as far as what you're going to pay your drivers. If you're going to be the one floating everything, Eddie can go down that rabbit hole with you directly and discuss that one-on-one with you guys. But I think that's there's many ways that you can make money within the transportation business, and more ways than I know. But Eddie can fill you guys in on that if you are gonna go down, that rabbit hole or whatever, and want to do that. But I think we pretty much covered what I wanted to cover. I think today, because if we could talk for say hours on different ways you can go, the different load boards and stuff and which way you're going to go, but we also don't know what the viewers that are going to be watching this right now or whatever, we don't know what their financial situation is, their driving record, and what stage of if they've started yet or they're in the beginning stages, and if they're going to do in-state, out-state, or
Correct.
all those different factors. So that's why I don't want to make this video 3 hours long for you guys to get boring, where you can go directly to the source, because I don't want to waste your time. You can just talk to him directly, tell him your situation, and then you guys kind of take it from there. I know I'm not going to get into prices. He can tell you about that on his own. I don't earn any money from Eddie at all. He's not going to be paying me any type of referral fee at all. Like I said, he doesn't charge just for a consultation, but he may charge a small fee if it's going to be something where he's going to mentor you for a couple of weeks or a month or a couple months, whatever the case may be, or whatever, because, he has to be paid for his time as well. Just like, no one's here to work for free. We want to give out the knowledge for free, but if it's going to take any extended period of time for him to talk to you, he has to be compensated, of course, but he will give you a lower rate, I think, than the average person that contacts him if you just tell him you watched our video, our interview video. But just like you guys know, I don't even do consultations right now directly anymore, because I have like a waiting list over 160 people, 170 people right now. And it's just, and I don't have time to do it right now. So I can only take on a couple people a month, my busy life and everything. But yeah, is there anything else that you wanted to say, Eddie? Besides, you guys check everything. I'll have all of his information in the link in the description below. But make sure you guys smash the thumbs up. If you're a new viewer and you're not already a subscriber, because this video might go out to a lot of non-subscribers and get 20, 30,000 views, who knows, right away. But if you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button and turn all the bell notifications on, because my channel has a lot of information about completely, fully transparent with a lot of CEOs and top executives at a lot of the fuel card companies and bank equipment leasing, things like that. There's no other channel on YouTube like mine as far as teaching business credit, no matter what type of business you're in. To get the direct advice as far as transportation business, of course, you head over to Eddie Garnett's channel. I'll have, like I said, the link in the description below, along with his contact information. But is there anything else you want to say, Eddie? I'm sure we'll probably do another video maybe in a couple weeks or something on my channel on if we have some follow-up questions. So if you guys have any follow-up questions, put it in the comment section below, and maybe we'll do a quick Q&A live video in the coming weeks with Eddie. And maybe I'll be going over to his channel as well. So please show Eddie support no matter what and go over to his channel. Hit that subscribe button if you're one of my current subscribers. I'd appreciate it. Eddie, I'll let you say the final, whatever, anything else that you wanted to say.
Okay, great. First thing, I just want to say thank you for allowing me to be able to come over to your page and give some tips out. It's definitely an honor. It's definitely a pleasure. It meant a whole lot to me. So I really do appreciate that. And like Josh said, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe, because this is a great guy who can give you some great advice. And I always like to end my videos in motivation. No matter what you want to do, no matter what you want to be, no matter what nobody say, you can be what you want to be. Just don't give up on yourself. If you got a vision, go after it, and believe in yourself, because it's going to be a lot of times when nobody else don't believe in you. So believe in you and make your vision come to life. And that's it.
Exactly. Those are powerful words. And, that's what I try to sometimes forget to say on a lot of my videos at the closing. That's why I try to say, some motivation and positive words and stuff, but sometimes forget to say that because we get going too long talking and stuff, so many comments and stuff on my live streams. But yeah, like I said, I don't bring people on my channel that I don't believe in and think is at 100% being transparent. And the proof isn't kind of in the pudding. Check out his channel. Even if you just organically search on YouTube, you're going to how to start a box shipping business. I mean, he's going to come up number 1 or number 2. You're going to see that video. He wouldn't have over 114,000 views just on one video that's 6 months old, and he wouldn't have about the same amount of subscribers I have. We started both of our channels about the same time 6 months ago, so proof is in the pudding. You guys head over to his channel, definitely show him support, even if you're not ready to start a transportation business, but it's something you're thinking about. Just subscribe to his channel, because he does a lot of videos quite often, sometimes a lot of quick live streams or whatever that are just couple minutes long, but he get just kind of throwing out some transportation nuggets and stuff, so definitely check him out. And with that being said, it was nice having you, Eddie, on, and I look forward to doing some other collaborations with you in the future. So you guys check out the information about his channel and contact information below. Until next time, you guys take care. Have a great day. Be blessed as always. Until next time, take care. Be safe. Bye-bye.